Hi. Hello.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Hello. Welcome.
to go into it.
Yeah. Welcome to the Organized Chaos podcast. This will be streaming on both the main Organized Chaos channel and the podcast channel. But after it's done streaming, you will only be able to find it on the Organized Chaos podcast channel. So if for some reason you need to watch it again, it is free. It is absolutely available to you. But you gotta go over to the Organized Chaos podcast channel. I have links all over the channel for it, and it will be right there for you, free to watch whenever you want. It's also available on most podcasting services if you just want audio version. Also, make sure to like and subscribe and follow.
Yes, please. Like, comment, subscribe, follow. Please. We'd love to hear from you.
Algorithm. Yes, the algorithm things are good. We like the algorithm.
And don't just watch the first few minutes of it either. Watch the full thing. You know, we stagger our way through a lot of stuff, mostly with a 95% success rate.
Yeah, to a degree. Yeah, it's almost a success. And what's amazing is that the podcast never has any technical issues. It's always seamless in every aspect.
Never.
This is
never.
I mean, we call it the best podcast in the history of the universe, and we only call it that because it's true. Like, there's no better way to describe this.
We'll do it live.
Yes.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Hey, this is Future Rob here, just doing some work here at the studio, working on these vlogs and podcasts. All these counselors start dropping dead, left and right. Heinous killings. Turns out, that kid who drowned the year before, his mother came back to that camp and exacted revenge.
Choose this path, but I will follow it.
Where next?
The two rivers. The old blood runs deep in those mountains. Let's hope it's prepared them for what's coming. The Dark One is waking.
Would not be looking for such a man. It would be dangerous for you.
Men like him would think that.
Ship I've ever seen!
Hey, you! Green girl! Pump this! Don't pass out! I'm good at exploring strange new worlds and solving space mysteries.
Let's see what I got assigned.
Holodeck waste removal.
That's Klingon prison stuff.
Whoop! Whoop! Whoop!
Hello. Hello, people.
Hello. Sometimes I'll just shove you up there. Just
yeah. What happens? you think I'm not paying attention.
Yeah. Just boom, you're on. Boom.
I was actually looking something up, and I think I might have found a fact about Jonathan Frakes that you might not know.
Ooh.
Now, I know that you're a writer.
He seems pretty cool, so let's see.
Okay, yeah. So you are aware he's a musician, correct?
It seems vaguely familiar.
Like he plays.
I'm not super familiar with it, but yeah.
Plays a trombone.
I assume. That's what I was guessing because that's what Riker did.
Yeah. So, I guess at some point in like the early '90s, like '92, maybe '93. There was a band that was recording that were huge Star Trek fans, and like he lived up the street from the studio they were recording in California, so they just thought, hey, let's just go over and say, say hi. He had a cow mailbox. That's important to the story.
Oh,
but they found out he played, and they said, well, hey, we're recording an album. You want to come down and maybe play on it? Because they thought, how cool would that be to have Reichert on our album?
Yeah.
Right? It turns out what he gave them wasn't exactly what they were looking for, but they still kept it and used it later on the track, on the end track of the album, which was entitled Reichert's Mailbox, which is why that's important. That band was Fish.
Oh, my God. So,
I had known that for the longest time.
Nobody's.
Yeah. I mean, to mainstream music world. I mean, if it's not,
maybe, yeah, but
I think Taylor
I don't know.
Swift but they have their following. They have a following.
Yeah, I was about ready to say they have a following. They have a big following.
Yes, they do. That lawn was crowded last year.
But
anyways, welcome to the
actually really cool. Yeah.
I meant to tell you that last week, and I meant to tell you it in time for the Star Trek thing, the captains. But I picked up an extra shift that week.
Ooh.
And I just forgot to tell you, so I just kind of worked two doubles, or just worked a double, and that's why I didn't get back to you about the Star Trek captains.
That sounds exhausting.
but I had that fact for it, and it was going to be Reichert was going to be mine. So belated to that, but yes, just because of that's a cool fact. Well, not all of them are on a rock album.
True. Just Leonard Nimoy has music. William Shatner.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Nimoy does, and actually, there's an album I found that had the two of them on it. Like, it was like a track by Nimoy and a track by Shatner. I preferred the Nimoy stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I was about ready to say Nimoy was like
his folk
like,
stuff is fucking great. Like, I love it.
It's not stuff I would like listen to regularly, but like if you listen to it, it's like it's decent. It's totally like fine, and
you're just like kind of okay, Spock.
Yeah,
all right.
And Shatner's is just cheese. It's and
he did a continuance to Space Odyssey. Released a whole album about it. Had other themed songs about space on it. He even covered Starman.
Of course he did. No, that's the thing. So like William Shatner is pure cheese when he left to his own devices. He is pure cheese. And it is entertaining to a degree.
Deliciously entertaining cheese.
Like you can't take it all at once. You gotta parse it out a bit.
It's not like watching the original series where you have to tell, is he wearing a girdle? I think he's wearing a girdle.
Let's analyze this.
Yeah. Or play Spot the Toupee.
Yeah. Well, the toupee was pretty obvious later because all of a sudden for the movies, his hair became curly, which is something that naturally happens as you get older, right?
Yeah, regression.
Your hair gets curlier as you get older.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Yeah. We don't have we do have Star Trek Day. We have Lower Decks. What am I thinking?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we got Lower Decks. That's going to be at the end of the show.
There was actually an episode where they mentioned Reichert, which reminded me of it while I was watching it today. Yes, but we'll get
an
into
episode of Lower Decks that mentions previous Star Trek canon. That might be the only example of that.
Well, they said Reichert, and that reminded me of like, fuck, I meant to tell him that last week.
Yeah,
but yeah. I was gonna just send it to you as the track by itself and go, there's a reason for the spelling in the title.
Nice.
But yes.
But we got Lower Decks season 1. We got Equalizer 2.
Yes.
And we got the first half of Wheel of Time season 1, which
you could call it the first half.
Yeah. Yeah, we listen, I have thoughts on that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to it. But yeah, I guess I don't have too much to say, but I think it's worth noting Trump has a mugshot. I don't know if anybody's seen it. It does exist. I know it just spread all over the internet like wildfire.
We don't have it prepared, but
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
I have a dozen meme versions on my phone.
dude, like
that have been sent to
I
me.
was thinking about covering on my live stream, but then it just spread over the internet like wildfire, and it's like I don't even know what to say at this
There
point.
were so many. I had one channel up that was watching it happen like in real time, and another of like one of the broadcasts of it. Now, what's weird is I saw one that looked like somebody's phone that was just on the runway. Like I got a close-up shot of him getting off the plane, and I was like, and I'm like flipping to another one. I go, oh, this is not a broadcast. Like this is not a journalist. Let's watch this one until they get shut down. And then right as soon as he was gone, didn't even see which car he got into.
Yeah,
but he was heading towards what I think the third car, maybe. But yeah, no, like it got blurry, and you can tell the dude was being pushed underneath the plane and away from where they were going. So it was like, oh yeah, this person got caught. Let me switch to a broadcast.
Yeah.
But I watched a couple of the people live watching it. And I watched like the Midas Network talk about it afterwards a little bit.
It's not one of my favorites, but it does okay work over there.
I like one of their lead guys, Ben Mycelis. He's a good journalist. I like him.
Yeah. I guess, are we ready for the main stories?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so we're starting out with Wheel of Time, season 1. I have thoughts. I actually have anti-woke thoughts on this.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Changing the programming on us, man.
Yeah, all the time I call out these anti-woke guys because they're screaming about all this stuff that doesn't even, in my opinion, apply. You want to talk about unnecessary wokeness? It's not. It's just like a key element in here where I feel like they're forcing it. So I'll go into kind of briefly like the books and this because it's been a while since I've read the books, but here's what I remember from the books. So the Dragon Reborn broke the world. The Dragon Reborn is a man. It's a person who can channel magic, but because of it being tainted by the Dark One, because the Dark One was a man, he tainted the magic side for men. So only women can cast magic safely. And a man who can cast magic has the threat of being the dragon. So that's why it's a threat. Now, this series is kind of all that, but then they add the idea that women can be the dragon too, which, again, like, if you want to complain about stuff like that, this is the type of thing where I'm like, that's it. Like, I don't understand the logic in changing that at all, other than to add that women can be the dragon, which, listen, like, you can see mirrors in our society. The idea that a man broke the world and women are kind of fixing it, although now there's, like, corruption with the amount of power women have and stuff like that. There are mirrors already. But I feel like they're adding other elements for no reason, other than to say women can be the dragon, which is missing the point, I feel, and it frustrates me. So yeah, that's my anti-woke rant.
See, I didn't know that, so that's something that's within the lore of the books, right?
Yes. Yeah, okay. And that's the thing. So I'm fine with changes from books. There's lots of changes here. There's lots of stuff they carry over.
I mean,
other than
I don't know, other than just the idea of like them trying to, appeal to all, demographics in there, but I don't know.
Well, it's a weird change because, like,
it's an interesting choice.
Because there's plenty of women. There's plenty of powerful women in this story. I mean, Moraine is very powerful, but yeah, it's a weird change in my opinion, and I don't understand why. And I almost feel like it's an example of when like these writers are being woke without good reason. It's not like these 50 billion other examples. That's the problem. That word has been so fucking abused that it doesn't mean anything anymore.
No.
But it's like, if you want to target something, like, here's something you could probably take a shot at, but instead they're targeting fucking Blue Beetle, which was just a fun fucking movie. And like,
why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
No,
like
why?
I said, like,
no. Why are they attacking Blue Beetle?
Oh, because it's racist against Mexican Americans. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah, that's their argument, dude.
What?
Yeah, a
Now,
movie.
are these like voices who are saying this? Are they in Mexican American?
No. It's pretty much a whole bunch of white guys saying that a movie directed by a Mexican American, written by a Mexican American, starring a large Mexican American cast is racist against Mexican Americans.
Okay.
That makes sense, right?
Sure.
No,
Sorry, I'm gonna need a minute to process that.
yeah. Well, I can go on a little bit further because
Yeah,
here I'll
yeah.
put my anti-wokeness aside here because it's not like
Yeah.
it's that big. So I'm gonna look at this
Hey.
series because it's gonna have its own thing.
The
I
only
expect it to be different.
I would say the only thing that would be, I guess, stereotypical to that culture would be the family aspect, but
Yeah.
that was the point of the film.
Yeah. Thank you. I agree.
The fucking
Yeah. Now these
Sorry,
people are
let's let
ridiculous.
yeah. Oh my god. Fuck.
But
Oh
so
god damn.
putting aside my complaint about how they changed the dragon, which is a pretty big fucking element of this story.
Okay, yeah. I honestly I didn't get as far. There's a dragon.
Yeah. The a natural the idea is that every generation or so there'll be a male who can channel magic who is a dragon reborn, and that there's the threat that they will break the world again, so this person has to be stopped essentially.
Okay. See, I didn't get that at all. Like like we were talking a bit before. I don't mean just kind of steer it back to the show a little.
Yeah.
Like I had a hard time getting into this, and I went in completely blind
understandable.
to
Yeah.
it, and it almost kind of felt more like I didn't do the required reading before class.
You see,
So
and that
I was feeling like, okay, what? Wait, who the fuck are these people? Like, what?
yeah. It's actually interesting to know that, Reed, because knowing the background story, I caught up fairly quickly.
Well,
But like if you don't know, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, for a fan of the series and all that, I'm sure it hit a lot of points, and also how they opened it, because they kind of just hit you with a lot of information quickly, and it's just okay. Wait, what? So I mean, in the sense of moving a story along for the purpose of time, fine, yeah, cool, good. I don't know. I had a hard time like following what was going on and who was who. And I just felt lost during it.
Well,
yeah.
I will tell you, there's also another complaint I have is that I feel like they're Game of Throning the story a bit. Like they're adding some sex in there. Like I do like. I guess that's an element. Like I'm kind of forgiving of this, but like they really shouldn't be doing it.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
There was after that scene where there's like in the tavern with all the candles and everything. I even thought like this looks like the tavern at King's Landing.
Yeah.
Like to myself, I was just thinking that, and it's just funny that you say that, because that scene, I don't know. I guess I'm immune to it from Game of Thrones, so I just figured, okay, this is just part of it's key to the plot.
You know, well, that I think the characters in the book were supposed to be a bit younger, so I think that's kind of what they're doing, because like in the book, Rand and Egwene, there's a flirtation there, and here they're fucking.
It's a hell of a flirtation.
Right there.
Shit.
Yeah.
A hell of a liberty on the creative end.
Karen is married, and I'm pretty sure the woman he's married to was just someone who liked him in the book, and I'm pretty sure she didn't die. It's been a while, but I'm pretty sure she didn't die, so I'm pretty sure that's a whole new aspect added here. But yeah, they've done a fair amount of changes here to kind of Game of Thrones-ify it.
They're throning it.
Yeah. So there's lots of action here, and I'm not getting drawn into it, even though I know a lot of the story. So
yeah, it couldn't keep me. I tried.
I will say I want to give this a chance because I liked the first few books. The series did go on a bit too long for me. It's like 15 books and they're like an average of 700 pages per book. I got like 4 books in and it's been a while.
Okay.
But I liked what I read. Especially the first 3. I really liked the first 3. So I want to give it a shot and hopefully it gets better. But like this is not a great start. Now, saying all my complaints there, some things I actually want to say that this series does a really good job with. The sets, the costumes, even the effects, even though the effects aren't perfect, are all pretty fucking good. This series looks great in my opinion. I think Amazon threw a budget at this because I think it's clear Amazon is looking for a Game of Thrones, and I think this was kind of this was a big fantasy franchise, Wheel of Time, Robert Jordan's series, and they definitely want this to be their Game of Thrones. I don't think it quite took off. We'll see. Maybe season 2 will kind of pick up, but then they did Rings of Power, and I think Rings of Power is more of the success they were looking for. That definitely got an online buzz from people screaming about how woke it was, and people actually watched it and said, it's decent.
Okay.
But yeah, so far I will say against one thing I will say in Rings of Power's behest is that it's actually doing its own thing. It's not trying to be like Game of Thrones. It's just trying to be a Lord of the Rings fantasy series, which I think this Wheel of Time definitely has potential to be its own thing and be a very cool fantasy series. Just, I don't want them to Game of Throneify it anymore. That's kind of my big thing. Just don't Game of Throneify it, and I don't like the minor changes.
Well, they're probably only doing it because they know it's a formula that works.
Yeah.
And, like they're just applying the philosophy, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, but it's a studio issue, yeah.
It's a studio thing, yeah. So, I mean, and they probably felt that's why the public felt, Rings of Power underperformed, which it didn't, in my opinion.
Yeah, no,
it was a great series.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a big Lord of the Rings fan, and I enjoyed that. Yeah.
So, Rings of Power, I said it before, I'll say it again. It starts slow, and then it just builds and builds, and then the last 3 episodes, in my opinion, are just fucking fire. Just great stuff. Essentially, I start the series a little bored, then we get to the end, I'm like gripped to my seat. I am on board. Maybe Wheel of Time will pick up as season 1 goes on. Maybe season 1 will kind of drop the ball, but maybe season 2 will pick it up. I hope this does well. I hope it gets better. I think that's a better way to say it. I hope it gets better. Because this is not, like, the first couple episodes are not a great start, in my opinion. Oh, yeah, and I think it is kind of a fun fact. Rosamund Pike is obviously a big star, so she's kind of given more screen time here. But it's worth noting, like, the guy, Rand, the guy who's second from the right, who's kind of small there, is the main guy in the books. I don't know. Like, I think, to a degree, like, I actually think there's an advantage to the way the series is presenting it because it's presenting Rand and Perrin and Matt as all kind of equals in the story, which does kind of add a bit of mystery as to which one will be the dragon, in my opinion. Because, obviously it's going to be one of those 3. And when it's the main character, it makes it a bit more clear. So I think that's actually a decent, like, the fact that Rosamund Pike is in the series, they obviously want to up her role quite a bit. So I get it. And I think the way they're handling that aspect is actually kind of clever because it adds a bit more mystery as to who the dragon could be. Making it that women can be the dragon, I'm a bit not as big a fan of, but it is what it is. But yeah. So my initial review is I'm not a fan of the first 4 episodes, but I am hoping it gets better. Essentially, I'm crossing my fingers on it. And yeah, how far did you get, Bobby?
barely finished the second episode.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt confused and lost. I started watching something on on YouTube breaking down the characters and everything because I just felt lost. I was just my head's swimming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I do. Like I said, I want this to get better. I think there's changes happening to this series that are obvious. It's probably studio mandates. Now that we've had time to kind of discuss it, that's why I feel like they're mandating things that really shouldn't be mandated. They should let the showrunners kind of do their own thing. Because, like I said, this is a beautiful looking series. I think the actors are doing a pretty good job. Let's let the series do its own thing. Let's not, do the Game of Thrones things because they're very different stories. Because Game of Thrones was all about like intrigue and murder and all this background stuff. Wheel of Time was a more traditional story. It's more traditional, chosen one rising to fight the dark one type story. And
Right.
don't treat them like they're the same thing. They're not. But yeah, this is like I said, not a fan of the first 4 episodes. I hope it gets better. Season 2 is coming out. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, anything you want to add, Bobby? Are you ready for Equalizer?
Let's talk about Equalizer. Yeah.
Equalizer. Okay, Equalizer 2. This is a movie. Like I did my review for the Sandusky Register back when this came out. So god damn it, that was 5 years ago. And my review was essentially, this was fine, not as good as the first one. And upon rewatching it, I kind of feel the same way. Like, this isn't bad per se, but doesn't thrill me. What are your thoughts, Bobby?
I like this one.
Okay.
I did. I thought the story wasn't as good, wasn't as strong as the first one. I'll agree with you there. But I still think the finale was better finale than the first one.
I have mixed feelings about the finale. Actually, I like the setting here.
Yeah,
because the final action set piece is it's essentially this town that's been evacuated because of hurricanes coming. So it's super windy, empty town. I think that's pretty fucking cool looking. That being said, I kind of wish they had done a bit more with it. I think the Home Depot ending in the first one, I feel like, is less creative, but they do more with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I don't think this is bad as much as, like, especially rewatching it, like, I see what they're going for, and I don't think they are quite there. Because we have the Pedro Pascal character. Spoiler, villain. And I feel like they're really
surprise. That was a surprise to me. I was like, "Oh, Pedro, cool."
Well,
oh, Pedro's bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can kind of tell what they're doing because they set it up so like Robert, Denzel Washington's character Robert, it was Pedro Pascal's partner for 7 years. So
yeah,
that tells you something. But I feel like with his character, they're trying to almost set up like an anti-Equalizer, kind of an opposite, because Robert's all like into order and like setting things right. And Pedro's kind of become this character who kind of just doesn't care. Throw it up in the air. There is no order. There is no right and wrong. Just do what you need to do to get paid. And I feel like they're trying to set him up to be like an opposite. And I feel like it never quite works. However, Pedro Pascal is always good on screen. So that aspect works. But yeah, yeah, like I said, I don't dislike this one, but I'm not super thrilled with it. I think it has aspects like the first one, but not quite as well done. But I definitely want to say this is a poorly done movie by any means, by that aspect as well. Yeah, I guess if you're looking for like a positive or negative review for me on this one, you're not going to get it. My review of this is just kind of down the road. Just like if you really like the first one, go ahead and check this one out, I guess I'd say. I'm trying to think. I don't know how much more I have to add.
I kind of liked this one a lot. I thought the cold open was kind of great. Really great. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious though, like, so those guys they didn't have any friends or anything? Like the guys on the train, that problem's just done. What about the guys in the hotel? What about the guys in the apartment? I mean, like, unless that big dude with the knife was, there to take exact revenge, but I don't think that's possible because the only guy he left alive he broke his other hand, and he didn't look like the type to exact revenge.
Yeah.
This one was a lot. I don't know. I did like this one, but not. I can't say if I'm really thinking about it because I watched it today too. So, like, actually right before we started. So, yeah, the story wasn't as strong, but it was pretty much just Denzel kicking ass through most of it.
Yeah, and that works. I will say.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington action hero is something I never knew I needed in my life, but it works well.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington action hero with massive OCD, just an absurd amount of OCD.
Well, yeah, I did like the moment when he went up into that apartment and that guy thought he was doing a power move by locking the door with him in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm watching him go there.
Do this?
And then hearing that, and I'm just going, "Oh, you could have just paid the man."
And,
well,
no, now when they do shit like that, it kind of reminds me of that line in Watchmen. It's like, dude, I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
Oh man! See, I was just watching it again. Like, see, that's your first mistake right there. You didn't lock him out. Yeah, you didn't lock him out. You locked him in there with you.
Yeah.
Now you're trapped.
You actually want him out of there. You don't want him in there with you.
I would be politely holding the door for that gentleman.
When you are screaming for help, they won't be able to help you because you locked the door.
No, man. Oh, yeah, I guess, so what didn't you like about the end finale?
Oh, I just kind of want there to be a bit more done with the. I like the setup. I just want there to do a bit more with it. Yeah, like I love the deserted hurricane town. And I
thought that was cool. I thought that was cool. Like I thought it was really cool.
Oh, I agree.
They played around with it well enough, but I mean, with Pedro being up in that like almost lighthouse watchtower, you can only do so much unless it's like they're inland with the town.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, with what they did, they worked. But I mean, I knew how it was going to end. I knew just going to sneak up right behind him and just end it. I also liked that the river or the ocean just took him away.
Yeah, that I did like that. Yeah. I will also bring up one scene that I thought worked extremely well. Was the scene where the kid was in that little hidden room in Robert's place. Essentially, Pedro and his goons break into Robert's place when he's not there. But there's a kid who Robert's befriended, who is stopping by his place because they become friends, and he does that. And Robert knows not to hang out at his place, but the kid calls him and says, "Hey, I'm hanging out here." And he's like, "The fuck, hide. People are coming, hide." And I thought that scene was fairly tense, and I thought that worked out very well. Like I said, I don't think this is bad per se. It also doesn't thrill me. Yeah, for me, this movie's kind of a toss-up. It's
okay.
Yeah. I would never call it bad. I just don't know if I'd quite recommend it. But like I said, if you really love the first one, probably go ahead and give this one a watch.
Oh yeah, you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy this one. Yeah, it's kind of like it's almost like the Death Wish movies. Like if you enjoy the first Death Wish with Charles Bronson, you'll enjoy 2 and 3.
Yeah.
You won't enjoy 4 and 5 as much. 2 and 3, well, 2, it's really good, and 3 is just campy. I'm hoping this third Equalizer is going to follow the same trend and just be super campy. Like Denzel's going to look into the camera and say one-liners and wink. Like,
yeah, it needs to open with an action scene. He just looked at the camera. You just got equalized. It's like, oh.
Like, I hope it's super campy.
I mean, there's two ways to take it. Like, camp. Like, I doubt they'll take it campy. That being said, you can have fun with campy. It depends how far.
I think that they might close out the series. They might.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
that's
they're
why
gonna,
I assume as well.
Like, he might die just of like injury.
Or
come out completely unscathed again.
Yeah, yeah.
That's kind of that is one complaint I kind of do have. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like,
he gets minor grazes, but like nothing significant. Like, I actually like the way they were setting in Pedro Pascal. I thought he would be more of a threat, but like once he got to the fight, like I guess Pedro probably did more damage to him than your average goon, but like not much.
Like he cut his knee a little.
He got a scrape on him, and then like Robert just fucking destroys him.
Alex Lemon's in the chat. He said he asked favorite Denzel movie.
Favorite Denzel movie. That's an excellent question. Yeah. Okay, I'm IMDbing this because I'm trying to remember all the movies he's done. He's done
Manchurian Candidate is good. That is a good one.
The remake of Manchurian Candidate with Denzel was actually very good.
It was very good. Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed with that one actually.
Mm-hmm.
Man on Fire is pretty good too.
Man on Fire is solid. Let's see. Wow, he hasn't done a whole lot of acting in the past couple of years. Probably because I don't know, he's not young. Yeah, no, he does good stuff. Fences was good. Magnificent Seven was good. Two Guns is fun. Flight is good. Geez, just going over the past couple movies are good. American Gangster was good.
Yeah, American Gangster was good. What's the horror Fallen? That one's probably my favorite with him.
I don't think I've seen Fallen.
Oh, really? Really? Are you what?
Crimson Tide, Philadelphia. Yeah,
Crimson Tide is great. Oh, dude. Look that one up real quick and just look at the cast alone.
Oh. Glory. Hold on. What
Glory was great too.
Denzel movie? He did a movie called License to Kill. It's not James Bond. It's not.
No, I didn't think it would be. I'm just. Yes, okay. Like I'm just
how about
okay.
The Siege? God, what would be my favorite? Let's see. American Gangster is really good. Oof. I lean towards American Gangster right now. Is my pick.
Okay.
Have you seen the newer Magnificent Seven that was released? I guess.
No, I haven't.
Not that new anymore.
I haven't.
Him and Chris Pratt. It's actually really good. It's really good.
Oh, now I remember why I didn't see it.
Because
I liked everybody but one actor in it.
As I recall, Chris Pratt plays a wormy guy.
Well,
so it fits well.
Yeah.
Denzel. Oh yeah, Denzel makes any movie better by a factor of 5 just by being
absolutely.
Yes. Denzel Washington is one of those guys. He has that it factor for stars, and he also happens to be a fucking amazing actor who can pretty much do anything.
Oh,
so yes.
Who should Denzel or who should Washington play in the MCU?
Yeah.
William Stryker.
I know lots of people have fan cast him as Magneto, which
that'd be cool.
I'd be cool. I'm down for
That'd be
that.
cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, but William Stryker.
Yeah, I could go for William Stryker. Honestly, like
I'd want to see him play a
his age is the only thing that limits him at this point. If this was
That-
like
that-
30
that's-
years
that's-
ago, he's
yeah,
like
that's
Black
kind of-
Panther or something.
Oh,
He's like,
younger, absolutely.
yeah.
But yeah, that's why I went for William Stryker. Now,
Mhm.
man, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Honestly, I'm cool with him in most anything.
Yeah,
Denzel's one of those guys who kind of gets a pass from me. So like any role he wants to do, I'm kind of on board with. I'll see how he does because he just knocks it out of the park every time.
Oh yeah.
But yes, Equalizer 2.
Yeah, next week we're going to cover the new one. So
Yeah, we got the new one coming out. Yep. Tell that to Tom Cruise.
What?
I'm not 100% sure what you mean.
Oh, what, the fact that he keeps making like Mission Impossible movies?
Oh.
He keeps making the same movie over and over again. Is that what you're talking about, Blurry?
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so Tom Cruise totally has the it factor as well, and I think he's an okay actor. He's no Denzel by any means. You know?
He's all right. He's all right.
Mhm.
He's not great. He's okay.
Well, yeah, Alex, if Denzel played Magneto, I think they would have to change it up a bit. Because I think Holocaust survivors are getting very old anymore, so I think they would probably have to change something up about that.
Yeah,
Or maybe
they would.
Maybe his origin is a bit more rude in the civil rights movement or something like that. I don't know. We would have to see how they play it out. But yeah.
Well, yeah, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh, in relation to his age. So Denzel, I'm talking about Denzel being a little old. Denzel, I think, is got a few years on Tom Cruise, actually. Let me double check that. That being said,
I can make all sorts of allegations on why Tom Cruise is still acting youthful, but they're just allegations at this point.
Lots of hair dye, and I'm pretty sure he's gotten some Botox. I'll just say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Denzel's got like 10 years on Tom Cruise, if you guys are wondering. Let's see. Oh yeah, what's next? Lower Decks. You ready for Lower Decks?
Yeah.
Lower Decks season 1. This is the grittiest, darkest Star Trek show ever. It is so scary. Yeah, this is not for kids. I totally let my kids watch this, but yeah, there's yeah. Hey.
Oh, the older ones. The older ones.
I was about ready to say my younger one actually didn't really want to watch it. He went into my bedroom and watched Sonic videos and Minecraft videos on my TV, and then my eldest watched it with me. So, but no, this is a series that I was very hesitant to go into when it was first announced. When it was first announced, I was actually kind of like, "Ugh, really? Like a goofy Star Trek comedy series?" That doesn't sound
yeah, I'll admit the idea was a little off-putting to me at first.
Yeah. But then like essentially I saw the first episode. I gave it a shot and I watched the first episode, and then I just watched the first season because I thought it was like perfect. Like because the whole announcement was like, we're doing a goofy Star Trek animated series and it's gonna be in canon with the rest of the universe. And I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. But I do think this series actually does an amazing balancing act between like having fun with Star Trek canon, but still like having respect for it.
Definitely.
Like
it seems kind of almost like a group of friends writing Star Trek episodes at like the lunch table at school. Like with some goofy off the wall shit, but still like loving the lore, but still also acknowledging that you could poke fun of it a little.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure I caught a reference to Dr. Crusher fucking a ghost in one of these episodes. So
I'm also I might have had to go, wait, what? What did they just say?
Yeah, no, there's so many weird episodes of Star Trek that are like ripe for something like Lower Decks to cover. I would love it if they did a sequel to Threshold, the episode where they go so fast they become lizard people. Just let's follow that one up.
Or let's like maybe they're in a chase and they're trying to get away and they stop at one point and they're lizard people.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to stress like if this series is off, like the idea of this series is off-putting to you at all, give it a shot because this is actually so much fun. Essentially, like it's roughly based on the TNG episode of the same name. Obviously, not as serious as that one. That episode was actually fairly serious, but it was about like four crew members in the lower decks just trying to work their way up to the ship, but working minor jobs. But it's based on that. But this is actually a lot goofier, obviously. All the hijinks they get into. We have a Bradward Boimler, who is like the guy who just wants to get promoted and he will do everything perfect and work his ass off. You have Mariner, who is the complete slacker, doesn't give a shit about anything. Minor spoiler for the first episode.
Daughter. Yeah, she's
Captain's
also the
daughter.
Captain's daughter. Yeah.
Captain's daughter. So she has all the edge to get all the promotions she wants. And the only reason she doesn't is because she flat out doesn't want them. She likes where she's at. She doesn't want the big important jobs. And then you have Tendi, Ryan Medic, and then Rutherford, the cybernetic engineer. And that rounds out your main cast, and then the rest of the cast are essentially your bridge crew, the captain, Mariner's mother, Ransom, who is like Riker, but like way more like Ransom's kind of like the cliched version of Riker, where it's like I'm just gonna sleep with everybody and beat up everybody, and like whenever you made a comedy version of Riker, that's pretty much what Ransom was.
Huh, I'm gonna sleep with it. That's
Yeah.
Riker.
But yeah, just overall, I really like this series.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. I really did.
Mhm.
And I'll say it took me a while to actually be able to recognize Jack Quaid. Like I know
Yeah.
it's him, and I know it's
Mhm.
him, but like he kind of disappears into the role sometimes. At some points of it, like it's hard for me to even hear his voice as opposed to just like the character.
Yeah, no, he kind of does disappear in it. Like when you watch the Strange New Worlds crossover and you see him played in live action, it does throw you off a little bit because you're like, oh yeah, that's right, that is Huey.
That is Jack Quaid. Yeah,
Yeah,
that is Jack.
that
Quaid.
is
Holy
Megan
crap.
Dennis's son. Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, he does a good job. Like I said, I like all the characters pretty much here. Obviously, the bridge crew I'm less impressed with because they're a bit. It's weird because the bridge crew is almost goofier than like these guys.
Yeah.
Because like Captain Freeman is, let's face it, not a great captain.
No.
She is like okay, like you can't even make a possible argument that she's a good captain when she does that one episode where she puts them all on micromanaging. Like everybody's time for a task and you have to get done in that amount of time. And then like
Yeah.
if something goes wrong, you're fucked and you just can't fix it. You just gotta do the half-ass job and move on. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is bad. This is so
That
bad.
was funny.
Yeah. A little lesson as to why micromanaging is bad.
Yeah.
But okay. Yeah, so yeah, the bridge crew is not great. The main crew or the lower decks crew. Honestly, Rutherford and Tendi seem pretty good. And obviously Brad is probably decent and Mariner could be excellent. That's the thing. Like Mariner seems like she could probably be the best one of the bunch. She just doesn't want to. You know, that's her right. But yeah. But yeah, I love that. I love the hijinks. I love the fact they bring back a lot of the original voices, which is the advantage of animation. Because I think this is supposed to be 5 years. This is supposed to be like 5 years after Nemesis, so nobody's gonna look like they're supposed to. But with animation, just bring back their voice and they're good.
Yeah, we've already had what, like one cameo, like from like
We've
past crew member.
well, actually, we had a couple. We've had
Yeah.
in this season, we had Q, we had Riker, and we had Troy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Q,
And I'm trying to remember if there was more.
Funny.
It
Q,
was
that
it was
great.
such a goof. Like, he's barely in the episode, but it was great to have him back. Great to have John Delancey voicing him.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, I know that.
Yeah.
I know that guy.
Time to throw you into a villainous trap, and then it's like, and then it's a lot. Mariner's just like, no time for your stupid games, Q, and Q's like, oh, come on.
Well, he probably had twice as much fun doing that than anything else he's ever done.
Yeah, yes. I think he has fun coming back and doing that stuff. It's like Discord in My Little Pony, which is essentially the My Little Pony version of Q. Yes, I have kids. I know about My Little Pony. But oh yeah, do we want to talk about Badgie?
Yeah.
Badgie, I love this holographic program that has decided it likes to kill people and wants nothing more than the holodeck safeties to get turned off so it can kill people. Just like, so this is why the holodeck is always having trouble and the safeties get turned off, because behind the scenes there's always Badgie just wanting to kill you.
Just Badgie wanting to kill.
Yes, it's just that good old-fashioned urge to kill. He just has it. Okay,
Well,
and you might be like,
Badgie came really close.
Yeah.
Killing everybody.
Yes, he did. But yeah, I guess I don't have much to add.
No, I'm
really
excited to dive into the next season next week.
Me too. I don't think I've ever finished season 2, and I haven't seen any season 3, and then season 4 is coming out pretty soon. I'm kind of excited just to get caught up with all of it. Because I've definitely seen season 1 before, but it was good to talk about because it's fun. This is just a fun show, and another example of why New Trek is pretty fucking good. And if you're not watching it and you're a Star Trek fan, you should watch it.
You should. Yeah.
But anything you want to add, Bobby?
No. I my first I guess introduction to Lower Decks was the Strange New Worlds episode, and the series has not disappointed since. I kind of enjoy that it's not like there's like key threads that go on the whole season, but they really aren't like heavy plot point stuff. Like nothing that really moves any of it along, but it's more just like there's common themes and things that go on. Like Brad wanting to get promoted, and how the God, what's the other? I'm drawing a blank now. She's the captain's daughter. Thank you. Yes, Mariner. She's the captain's daughter. Yeah, and like small stuff like that. But I'm excited to see where else they're gonna go from it. Which I hope it's kind of more of the same.
Yeah, honestly, this is a series I could keep on going. More of the same. I'm all game for. Just
I'm kind of happy
hijinks with fun cameos.
yeah, kind of just like almost a love letter to Star Trek in a way.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's kind of perfect in that way. Yeah, I just love how this series bounces it all about. It's a good show. Good show.
Absolutely.
So what do we have on the docket next week? I
want to say Wheel of Time.
Yeah, I think it's Wheel of Time the rest of season 1.
And then,
Murder on the Orient Express, which I haven't looked to see if that's streaming anywhere. I think it might be, though. It's the Kenneth Branagh one. And then Equalizer 3. So we will see if Equalizer 3 goes cheesy or goes serious. I think it'll probably stay serious. But
yeah, I hope it goes serious or cheesy.
You know, it's one of those things. If they want to close it out, they'll probably keep it serious. But if they are like, we're going to keep it going, and they'll probably go cheesy. They'll probably Rocky 3 it, and then we'll have Equalizer 4.
Happy birthday, Polly.
Yeah, and then we'll have Equalizer 4 where he has to end all hostility with Russia. It'll be great.
Yeah, it'll be great. Single-handedly win the Second Cold War.
Yeah,
Just like
but
Rocky.
oh yeah. So if you're watching on my channel or Organized Chaos podcast channel or Bobby Core's channel, go to anybody else, all those other channels, and make sure to
Yeah.
subscribe. Hit the
Yes.
like button, smash that bell icon. Organized Chaos podcast, Bobby Quarters.
And
Get
Bob
all three of
Quarters.
them in there. All three. I guess I think we're ready to sign out. You ready to sign out, Bobby?
Oh yeah.
All right. Everyone, have a good one.
Take care.
I didn't move my eyes. Shut